Hello and welcome to Who It Could Have Been, where every week we take a look at a famous actor or actress who was up for a big role, but for one reason or another they didn't quite get it. Would have been better, worse, or just plain insane.
Kind of like that time Demosthenes auditioned to be Thumper in the live-action movie Bambi.
Well, you know what they say about having big feet.
Okay, well then it's good to know that the Magnum condoms aren't for your ears. Anyways.
That would be kind of weird, Kyle.
Listen, no judgment. I don't know what kind of you're into.
Well, now I practice safe sex. You never know where it's gonna go.
And what's the topic, Demos?
I'm sorry I couldn't hear you from my ear protection. Anyway.
Yes, that's the protection I need every time you try to tell me that Major League isn't required reading. Moving on.
It's not. But anyway, so
see, I didn't have my Trojans in, son of a bitch.
Nothing is safe on this show. You're likely to contract a disease from this show.
Demos,
make sure to subscribe and like, by the way.
We both have Greek ancestry. How on earth are Trojans safe? Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Those of you tuning in every week will see that our opening image to describe Who It Could Have Been is Harrison Ford turning into Tom Selleck from Indiana Jones, one of the most famous cases of Who It Could Have Been in film history. Where we're going to go back to the perhaps the well of souls of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You ass. That was perfect.
We're going to be talking about the character of Sallah, played perfectly by John Rhys-Davies, who many people know from other roles such as Gimli in Lord of the Rings, or The Living Daylights. The guy has starred in the Lord of the Rings, James Bond films, and freaking Indiana Jones.
So, of course, he's one of Demos's favorites.
He's one of my favorites. But did you know there was another actor who was the first choice to play Sallah?
Man, I don't know, man.
Get ready for this.
Okay, I'm trying.
Danny DeVito.
Oh, God, no. Oh, boo.
First off, I'm going to get the obvious joke out of the way right now. How the hell will Danny DeVito have saved Indiana Jones from the bad dates without a stepladder?
I mean, the monkey wasn't very tall. No, but, oh, God.
I love Danny DeVito. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Danny DeVito. And in fact, I thought he was great in a film that was very Indiana Jones-esque. Romancing the Stone, which came out a few years later. But you would know, very, very different character. What made John Rhys-Davies' performance as Sallah so fantastic was that it was a very genuine presence, heart, and dare I say, even a moral anchor for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, very good.
Danny DeVito, at the time, his presence there would have, I dare say, would have been played with more of an inclination towards comedy.
Yes.
And Sallah, although he is a funny character, I'm talking specifically Raiders of the Lost Ark here. I could touch on Last Crusade later on as part of speculation.
Right.
I think that Danny DeVito is very capable of playing a darker character. But Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, is already full of dark characters, including Indy in that film. Sallah was a very, very good counter to that. And I think that Danny DeVito playing Sallah would have been part of that same soup. I like the contradiction with John Rhys-Davies' performance in that film. I think it's part of what made that film as great as it is.
Asps. Very dangerous. You go first.
Here's my whole thing, okay? There's no way that the guy who plays Sallah should be mentally and psychologically capable of also playing the Penguin, okay? The guy who busts into song after getting a kiss of appreciation is not the same guy who says, I played this stinking city like a harp from hell. And of course, I cite this as one of my favorite Danny DeVito performances, showing that this guy's got a talent. I mean, listen, when it comes to the Tim Burton Batmans, villains were of great talent, and it was 2 movies and they had 3 good ones. And you know what? I'm even saying 4. Bob was awesome as Joker's #1 man. It's just unfortunate that he shot him. No, just no.
Well, Danny DeVito can play more subdued. He can play darker roles. We've seen him do that before. But like I said, it goes right back to what to my thoughts earlier. Sallah provided a good contradiction to the dark nature of a lot of the other characters. If you want to see the duality of Indiana Jones and the moral conflict that he has, check out the scene with him and Bellic before Sallah saves him.
Yeah.
I love Danny DeVito, but I'm in full agreement. I think that John Rhys-Davies was better. And on top of that, he wasn't as well known to the general public. So it gave him a chance to really just become that character. That's the first time I ever saw him.
I mean, just examine it. Gimli and Sallah are not of the same fiber as the Penguin and Vincent Benedict. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there.
And yeah, it's kind of funny to think that John Rhys-Davies would go on to play somebody the size of Danny DeVito in Lord of the Rings.
I mean, listen, it's okay, though. I mean, at day's end, Vincent Benedict worked opposite Julius Benedict with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why can't John Rhys-Davies do the same?
The only thing I will say is if they were going to go for a more comedic tone and cast Danny DeVito, that the one film he probably would have worked better in, although I still... I'm going to make it a point right now. I'm still against the idea. I think John Rhys-Davies is better, but it probably would have been a better fit for Last Crusade, which is a more comedic film.
That's a good point. That's a real good point. I kind of compare Sallah's reappearance in Last Crusade to another character who worked really well in his appearance in a follow-up film, Crush in Finding Dory. That's right, bitches. I just compared Crush to Sallah. Take it. It was a necessary thing that had to happen for fans, and it was done just to the right volume, so it wasn't a situation where he could steal the show.
It worked well, being The Last Crusade was supposed to be that closing chapter of the trilogy. It was a nice way to bookend it with at least, a couple of returning characters.
Bring in another movie after that, Demos.
Yeah, well, no, my like I said before, my Blu-ray collection came with 3 fantastic films and this strange coaster.
Yeah. On the skull on it, but whatever. I mean, I'm into Gothic art. That's cool.
I thought it was like Temple of Doom fan art or something.
That was good.
So I think we're in agreement. John Rhys-Davies. God, if they ever make a new Indiana Jones film, if there's one character I'd like to see come back, it's Sallah.
Oh yeah, bring it.
Imagine if they did a 4th Indiana Jones film where he gets married to Marion and Sallah not being at the wedding, that would be kind of weird. Wouldn't you agree?
Sallah would be officiating that. Uh-oh. Are you crazy?
Right? I mean, that would just be a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, what's next? You're going to make some beatnik the heir apparent to the Indiana Jones whip? Fireballs!